Okay, we are welcome to class today. This is a strategic planning class. I know that we are going to have a good time today. Okay, we are welcome to class today. Strategic planning class. I know that we are going to have a good time. So we will just begin with prayers. Then we will make a few announcements. And from there, our lecturer will take over. Today we're having strategic planning. It's a 2-hour course, but we will take 1 hour today and take another hour next week. So I know that you're going to have a beautiful time as we go to the class. Let's begin with a word of prayers. Let us pray. Father, we want to thank you because of this class today. We are praying that you will bless us. We are praying that you will teach us. We are praying that you will impact our business for good by the reason of this class today, in the name of Jesus. And that you give us understanding, and that because of this class today, our businesses will flourish. All other students trying to join us, make it easy for them to be able to join. In Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen. We welcome our instructor today, Pastor Olamide Phillips. Please, you can take over. Yes, Brother Phillips, we are waiting for you. Okay.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good. Well, I want to appreciate everybody. And most importantly, I want to appreciate God for this opportunity we have to discuss together. By the grace of God, I'm going to make the class interactive. We are going to do the teachings together. This is the introduction class. I want to do introduction into the course. The course is strategic planning. Can I hear that from us? Can we say that?
Strategic planning.
Thank you. Good. Strategic planning. Good. Like the chief facilitator, let me say that way, like he did said a few seconds ago, it's going to be a 2-hour class. It's going to be a 2-hour class today and next week by the grace of God. Strategic planning. I'm sure we all are engaged in one thing or the other. Every day you carry out activities. Thank you. Every day you carry out activities. And I'm sure you don't just dab into all those activities. You do some thinking, that you take some steps before taking those actions. Well, a lot of us do these things, but we don't know that's what we are doing actually. So the purpose of this class is, number one, to open our eyes to doing it better. Number two, to help us know exactly what we are supposed to do at a particular time. Are you following me, class?
Yes.
Good. Good. Thank you for that response. The course is a combination of two terms. I want to do definition of terms now. A combination of two key words, two key terms. Number one, strategy, and number two, planning. Strategy, number one, planning. By the grace of God, like I said today, I'm going to do introduction, and I want us to look at it from two perspectives. we're all Christians. I'm going to be looking at it from that perspective a bit, but I want to be more business-like, because by the grace of God, what I have been told and what we are trying to do is, in the long run, we want to develop this program into a whole course, and then we are going to be using certificates. We are looking at affiliation with schools that can give us certificates that can be recognized. Certificate you can actually present in places and it will be recognized. Flesh to benefit you, to benefit me, and to benefit people around us. Strategic planning. Strategic planning. Now, let's go. I'm sure you have heard of the word strategy before. And then let me do this. Maybe one or two of us can tell us, what do you understand by the word strategy? And maybe you can just tell us. Let's learn from you. What do you understand by the word strategy? Just two people, and then I go on with what I want to do. What is your understanding of the word strategy?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. From my own point, my layman's point of view, I would say strategy can be defined to say you plan to make it to be tactical.
Go on, please. I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Please go
Hello?
ahead. I can hear you.
Okay. Strategy. You can say when you say strategy, trying to make some plans to say, okay, I want to be tactical about taking a step. And this you map out ways to work out it, and that's why it's strategic. You want to map out, okay, these are the steps I'm going to take. These are my plans. This is the way I'm going to go about it, and that's what makes it to be strategic.
Thank you very much. Can some other or one other person speak to? Can we hear from somebody else? Strategy.
Strategy.
Yeah.
Strategy means the modality to be adopted.
Modality to be adopted. Good. You have spoken. Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yes. Okay. Modality to be adopted in doing things in a more tactical way, just as.
Thank you very much. Modality to be adopted.
Yeah, in a more tactical way.
Good. And let me underline a particular word. I can hear you. Don't worry. I can hear you. You have spoken well. Let me underline a particular word that is common to what these two people just told us. Action. The first brother said planning. You want to do something, you plan. You said modality to be adopted when you want to do something. You can see the word action there. Action. Now, let me go straight like this. The word strategy is actually a military term. Strategy is a military term. It's a military word, but it is borrowed into business. Strategy is a military term, but we borrowed it into business, into doing things, because you want to do something, your thing, in a particular way, in a unique way. So we borrow the word strategy from the military world, because we want to do something, you want to achieve a goal, and you want to do something in a very unique way. So you develop a strategy. And you know, the word strategy is also used because it is a competitive environment. You are doing something, somebody else is doing that thing, and you want to outsmart that person, you want to outdo that person, hence strategy. So when you hear the word strategy in business, it is used in a competitive atmosphere. you want to do something. Now, let me give you, you will do me a favor. I want us to get a pen. You draw a parallel line. Please get a pen and draw a parallel line for me, wherever you are. Just get a pen, draw a parallel line, and the first end, draw a circle. Draw a circle. The first end, draw a circle. In the middle of that line, draw another circle. The end of that line, draw another circle. Now, the first circle, to my left now, the one I have on my table, to my left, I have a circle. Put in that circle planning. Are you following me?
Yes.
In the middle, put strategy. The circle in the middle, put strategy. Then the circle to the extreme end, to the right, put objective. You have three things: planning, strategy, objective. You can see that strategy is in the middle, planning the extreme left, strategy in the middle, objective at the end. This is what I want you to know. When you are talking of strategy, you have an objective. You have a goal you want to achieve. And to the left, you have plans. Your plans. Middle, strategy. The end, objective. You cannot be of strategy when there is no objective or when there are no objectives. The foundation of strategy is objective. The foundation of strategy is objective. So you cannot be talking of strategy where there are no objectives to be achieved. So you have planning, you have strategy, you have objective. And let me give you this definition of strategy, because we want to go into application, not into academic talk now. I wouldn't bother you with big terms or with big definition of strategy. If we are going to write exam, like I said before, by the time we want to certify this course, yeah, we may be going to all those things. But for the purpose of this teaching, I want to bring strategy definition, the layman's knowledge. Now, strategy simply means what you do, combination of what you do, combination of actions, combination of methods you do to achieve a result. Let me say that again. Strategy simply means combination of every action, every method adopted to get to a particular end. That end is objective. We start with planning. You see, nobody adopts a strategy without planning. Then the planning here includes everything you do. Whatever you do before taking your action is your planning. I hope I am not too fast. Whatever you do, everything, combination of what you do before you go to the field to implement planning. And may I tell you that most of the time, strategy is not what you plan to do. Strategy is actually what you are doing. Sometimes you may plan to do it like this. When you get to the field, things may change. And you see yourself doing another thing. So strategy is actually what you are doing to get your results. For example, let me give you an example. I live somewhere in the Kotun in Lagos, Nigeria. I want to get to Oshodi. Now, my plan is this. I will plan my movement from Ikotun. My destination, my objective is to get to Oshodi. Now, the strategy in between is how. So strategy answers the question, how? How do I get to Oshodi? Well, I can go by bicycle, I can go by tricycle, I can go by motorcycle, I can go by air. If I have the ability, I can go by road. So which of these things I mentioned is my strategy? The one I actually adopt becomes my strategy. So strategy is actually what you do to get your objective. It's a combination of method, it's a combination of tools, it's a combination of how to get your result. Let me give you this example. God had a plan, or no, God had the objective to save mankind from sin. God planned it. I'm going to save man. Man is in sin. If man continues like this, man will go to hell. So what do I do? Now, God came up with a strategy. Jesus is the method. What is the strategy? The strategy is Jesus must die and resurrect to save man from sin. So the strategy of God to ensure that man does not perish is that Jesus must die and he must resurrect to save man. That's the strategy. Now, let me give the example again. The Israelites must take over Canaan. Taking over Canaan was the objective. What are they going to do? They plan. What was their planning? Wow, let's train soldiers. Let's get our soldiers tools to fight. But the strategy is this: we must send spies to the land to spy the land. So the strategy is spies go there, inspect the land, look at it. From where can we attack? When can we attack? How can we attack? Strategy is a combination of what you do, the time, what you do, how, when, so that you can get your results. I give another example. I'm sure you are familiar with the story of Jacob and Esau in the Bible. Jacob wanted to meet the brother Esau. He had an objective. The objective was to reconcile with his brother. Oh, he cheated on him long time ago. Now I want to reconcile with my brother. What will he do? He had a plan. Objective was reconciliation. I want to meet my brother. He had a plan. And what was the strategy adopted? The Bible says he divided his possession and his family into two. You go in front, you come behind. The Bible says that he had it in mind that, well, if this man is still angry with me, let him kill the people in front, the ones in front, and these ones behind, I will still have them left. Strategy. So what you do to get results in your business is your strategy. Your strategy is actually what you do, not what you plan. Like I said before, strategy may change. A lady who sells pub. Pub is common. Everybody sells pub. But this lady felt, wow, what can we do? What can I do? What strategy can I adopt to reach to get my objective? So the strategy is okay. If I sit at home, people will not come and meet me. So the strategy is I will go out to meet them. Look at what we are doing now. This ministry, we have a purpose, we have objective. Our objective is that we want to reach people. How can we reach people? What strategy are we going to adopt? Okay. We are going to be organizing a fellowship every week. We want to meet people. We want to get people. And how we're going to do it? We use various channels. We use the Zoom. We use WhatsApp. We create different cells to get people, to get our objective, to reach out to people. So please, brethren, what I am laying today is foundation to what we are going to conclude next week. Strategy, what you do to get your objective. And strategy does not come without planning. That's where plan comes in. Strategy does not come without planning. What you actually do is strategy. Then your how you are going to do it is where planning comes in. For example, now, this thing I want to do now, or this thing I'm doing now, my objective is you understand the meaning of strategy. I do not just jump here now to start teaching you things. I had plans. Oh, in my book here, I have what I call meaning. I have my objective, and I have my method. Now, the strategy I'm using now is teaching to get you understand what I'm saying. What you actually do to get your result is your strategy. I hope I've not been talking to myself. Hello?
We are hearing you. Continue. We are hearing. We are just muted so that it can be. We can hear you clearly. So continue.
Said before now that what you actually do is your strategy. How you come about strategy is plan. So in summary, what I have said before now is that strategy is, don't my, please bear with me. I am using phone. My system did not work. I don't know. I couldn't connect to my system. So I'm using my phone. So I said planning is how we will do it. Strategy is what we are actually doing. What you do to get results. What you do to outsmart your competitors. What you do to reach your objective is your strategy. As a student, my objective is I want to pass my exam. What strategy am I going to use? What planning? My plan is, okay, I will attend, I will buy books, I will attend lectures, I will draw up a timetable for myself to do all those things. But my strategy is, what exactly will I do to pass that exam? Well, some people will say, okay, in the exam, I know what I'm going to do. I am going to cheat in the exam. It's a strategy to pass. Some will say, no, I will not cheat. I am going to read. It's a strategy to pass exam. In the business world, what you do to outsmart your enemy is your strategy. Well, I have known that some companies, their strategy is they look at their competitors. Who is the brain behind the success of this organization? And what they do is there's something called poaching we call it poaching in management. They go after that worker. They take the worker. Well, pardon that word take. What I mean, they employ the worker. They take the worker from that organization. They bring him to the organization. It's a strategy. Okay, you are the one. I know that in America, there's a strategy they use in marketing. They call it, I think, they call it product display sometimes or somehow. What they do is Ford automobile will buy Renault car, and they will bring it to the open. They bring it to their workshop. They will break that product down. That Renault car, they break it down. And once they see a fault, wow, that is what they bring to the open to say, well, you buying this Renault, look at the problem, and you will run to this problem. The brake is like this, the brake is like this, the brake is like that. It is a strategy to dissuade people from buying Renault so that they can buy Toyota. So what you do to get people to your site is your strategy. I gave an example one time, or I give you this example. Come to the education industry. That's what I do mostly. And I have books to sell. There a lot of strategy people adopt. In long time ago, what people do is they open bookshop to sell books. You open your bookshop, you stay there, people come to meet you. But over time, people have seen that strategy has failed. Now, the strategy they adopt now is a publisher produces or publishes a book. He or she does not sit in the office again. What they then now do is they go out to schools. And as they come to schools, they tell you, well, this is our product. This is it. This is it. They want to tell you this. The printing is clear. The words are simpler than this. Look at the thickness of the paper. Look at durability. All they are doing is strategy to get people to buy them. So I have told you I have repeatedly told you in the number of minutes we have spent together that strategy is exactly what you do to achieve your results. And it is up to you. It is up to you. Where planning comes in strategy is, you have to look at cost. That's where planning comes in. You have to look at cost. You have to look at convenience. You have to look at how to reach people. That's where planning comes in. Because your strategy must not be the one that will eat too much into your profit. That's where planning comes in. Strategy is action. Planning is how. Planning will help you. Okay, how do we go? How do we get these things out? Planning takes care of cost, takes care of method, takes care of personnel. To sell 100 copies of this book per day, that is our objective. What strategy are we going to adopt? We'll go from one school to another. Planning will tell you, okay, to go from one school to another, how many workers do we need? What method of transportation do we adopt? How will our workers dress? Strategy. Sometimes I sit in the office and I see people who come in. You think they are, how do I say? You think they're big executives. They come in, they tie up, they put on suit, shoe, wear polish, and by the time they get to you, and they carry decent bags. Some even drive cars. It's strategy, so that anybody, the security man will think, well, somebody, a big parent has come, a big official has come, but when they enter, they tell you, I work with Macmillan Publishing Press. We have English textbook we sell. This, in fact, let me tell you one thing. Let me tell you the strategy. There's a textbook introduced to the school some time ago. You know that in that textbook, I don't know how they are able to do it. Every child has a unique number. And with that number, the child can come online anytime. I don't know how they are able to do it. They introduced the book, English textbook. Every child has a code. With that code, you can get you can come online with that code. Ask questions. They have answered. There are people, maybe people who have answered several questions, and once the child logs in with that unique number, you get answer to whatever question you ask. When I saw that book, I said, wow, this is a unique strategy. It's a strategy. And I tell you, that book is selling very fast in Nigeria. It's an English textbook. I can't pick the name. We didn't get it because I told them to bring, but they could not bring. They told us, well, they had a problem with their whatever logistics and they couldn't get to us that last section. What you do to outplay your competitors is your strategy. And I have said it, please, your strategy, where planning comes in your strategy is so that you do not adopt a strategy that is too expensive. That will become a burden, a financial burden to your business in the long run. And I want to sell book in Oshodi so that my profit is not affected. My strategy will be, okay, my going to Oshodi, I will not go by flight. If I go by flight, it will be too expensive. Though that could be faster. People, some organizations who have, how do I put it? Some organizations who have money, you can do that. But your strategy must be cost effective. That's where planning comes in. Your strategy must be cost effective. Because if you want to compare yourself with big players, you how do I put it? You may not get exactly what you want. So you must come up with plans that will be cost effective, but your strategy, very important, so that your goals, your objective is not jeopardized. Strategy is exactly what we do to outsmart our competitors. Strategy is exactly what we do to get our objective. Strategy is exactly what to do to reach our goal. Planning is how. And planning must be cost effective. Planning must take care of time. That's where planning comes in, time, so that our product does not get to the market late. Planning. Strategy is we want to get this product to the people who want it to get to. Planning is how do we get here? Strategy is objective oriented. Whatever you are doing, whatever strategy you want to adopt, please put in focus your objective. I said before that the foundation for strategy is objective. Strategy is what you put in place to get your objective. If objective is not there, well, strategy becomes a waste of time. Whatever strategy you adopt becomes a waste of time. So your strategy must be objective focused. It must focus on objective. What exactly do you want to achieve? That determines your strategy. If I want to sell to people who live in Ikoyi, my strategy may be different from selling to people who live in the cotton. If I want to sell to people in Ikoyi, well, if I'm going, my strategy, what do? I will not dress the way I want to dress to people in the cotton. My approach will be different. Schools in Ikoyi are not schools in the cotton. Schools in Ikoyi probably are schools who pay millions, and anyone who wants to enter those schools, they size you up first. If you do not meet a particular standard, they may tell you, sorry, the headmistress is not around, the proprietor is not around, the proprietor is not around. But if you do it well, your dressing, your approach, your strategy, so that you can reach your objective, you can meet the person you are supposed to meet. And let me tell you something. My former employer, I went to one publisher in Oshodi. I wanted to buy books. We did about 2,500 copies of that book. When I got there, the secretary did not believe I came from the school. The secretary thought, wow, you must have come from a particular political party or a politician. You want to use this as a method to canvass for votes. I said, no. I said, it's a school. We need book. And the lady looked at me to say, please, where is that school? I told her the location of the school. And she said, okay, our agent said, our agent that covers that area is not around. But I said, okay, can I see the marketing manager? She said, okay, yes, come in. You can see the marketing manager so that you can get the contact of the agent. Look at me. When I mentioned the quantity to the marketing manager, wow, the man felt, I don't need marketing. I don't need the agent to keep this business. The agent is not around. The agent has given away the healers used for delivery. And the man called the driver to say, if the agent is not around, what is my driver doing? And what is my car doing? What's my official car doing? Use my official car to deliver this book. Look at me. The strategy there was, the usual strategy there was, agent will deliver. But when I go there, strategy is changed. I said earlier on that strategy is not what you plan to do sometimes. It's actually what you do. The man changed the strategy. The strategy of the company is our agents will go, but agent was not available. So the man had to say, no, in fact, we loaded the books in that man's official car and we use official car to do the delivery. The man felt, I must not miss this opportunity. So please, strategy is what you do to maximize opportunity. Strategy is what you do to get your objective. Strategy is what you do to reach your goal. And where planning comes to strategy is, your strategy must be cost effective. I keep saying cost effective so that you do not use your profit to do unnecessaries. Let me tell you something. In the house here, we do a business. We supply Siri. We supply Siri, and I have discovered in the course of this business that people want delivery done immediately. Before, our strategy was okay. We have even gone out. We have spoken to agents who help us do delivery. Okay, you want to go to Yaba to do delivery? What does it cost? Okay, we want to go to Ekpe to do delivery. What does it cost? And we discovered that what these people are charging, if we inculcate that cost into the bill we give to our customers, it will be too high. They may prefer to buy from places around them. So what are we going to do? We said, okay, we have a car. Where they may charge 5,000, we will charge 3,500. We'll use the car to do delivery ourselves. Look at me. What we are trying to do is, by the time we have 3-4 people on that axis, we charge each person 3,000. Look at what we have done. We have 12,000 naira, so that it can be fast. We do delivery ourselves. If we wait for company who want to come and do delivery, they will give you dates. We'll come on Friday. We want our market to get to that place as quick as possible. We come up with a strategy. We'll do it ourselves. Okay, strategy. What do? We want to advertise this thing. How can people see it? Our strategy is, let's start like this. Who are the people on our contact list? Let's use our WhatsApp. Who are the people on our WhatsApp? How many groups do we belong? Put these things on your, what do you call it, on your status. Let people see it. The number of people that will see it on your status will be number of people who will come to the shop to see it. If I put it straight on, I have a WhatsApp group that we are over 150. If I put it there, in a matter of minutes, everybody sees it. So in a day, if I belong to 10 WhatsApp groups, for example, and each has 100, 10 people times 100. In a day, I have covered, my product has gotten to 1,000 people. 1,000 people know that I do this thing. And out of the 1,000 people, I will see 10, I will see 15, 20, who will say, please, bring this thing, bring this thing. Strategy. If I wait for shop will cost me money. Shop cost me, I will pay for rent, I pay for security, I pay for NEPA, I pay for, what have you again? Local government to come, I will pay. So strategy is exactly what to do to get to your objective. And your strategy, I keep saying, cost. That's where planning comes in. That's what we call it strategic management. You plan, you adopt a strategy, and you get to your goal. Let me go back to what I told us to do earlier on. I told us to draw a parallel line and make 3 circles, one at the extreme left, one in the middle, one at the extreme end to the right. Planning, strategy, objective. You plan. I told you, I said the end is objective. The beginning is planning. We plan. We look for what we want to do. What do we need to put together to do it? That is planning. Strategy. How are we going to do it so that we can get to the extreme end, the objective? Strategy is objective based. The foundation of strategy is your objective. Because of the objective I want to achieve, then I have to come up with a strategy. Like I told you before, I want to, let me give you the example again. You know, there's a strategy in school business in Nigeria now that is very, 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 that is selling fast. It's the strategy of beauty. I have discovered that even if you're not teaching in Nigeria, the school the school does not need to do, how do I put it now? To do, please pardon this my word, very, very serious teaching. There's a strategy school use now. Normally, if you want to paint before, you paint one color. There's a strategy now to attract people. You don't use one color again. On your wall, on your building, you can use combination of 6 colors, depending on the skill of the person you have called. They paint it very well for you. They paint it very well. They use good paint, quality paint. They make powerful drawings. In those days, and we make seat for 2 people, but now they help you design seats for children, seat that has cartoon. They use the shape of cartoon to design seats to make it very attractive to children. Then now they bring in a lot of toys. They bring in toys, different toys. They bring in different games, and strategy, so that the child who does not want to come to school, by the time the child sees all those things, wow, the child says, no, I am going to school. This is the school I want to go to. The other school, not that they are not teaching, they are teaching. In fact, they are even doing more teaching. But strategy is the key thing here. Strategy must be objective based, must be goal based, must be goal oriented. The business you are doing, let's look at the business you are doing. What is the business you are doing? If, for example, I am a preacher, what strategy will I adopt to get to my people? Now you see that every preacher now comes on Facebook. Every preacher now comes on Twitter. Everybody now uses YouTube. Everybody now uses Zoom. These are strategies we are using now to get to people. Now, you see, COVID-19 has, somebody told me that, well, COVID-19 now has made us know that we can worship God in the comfort of our house. So many people may not return to church again. What strategy will the church use to meet those people? What strategy will Radiant Life, will Oasis now use to get to those people? It's what we are doing now. We use Zoom, we use WhatsApp, we use YouTube, we use recorded messages to get to them. Whatever we are doing, the objective is Christ must be preached. What is the strategy? I told us earlier on, God had a plan to save man. Man must not die in sin. God had a plan. What will God do to get that plan achieved? Objective. The strategy is Jesus must die, he must resurrect. And that was what confused hell. Your strategy is something you keep to your chest, because once the competitor know your strategy, they plan against it. The business you are doing, look at your objective. What is your objective? What will you do to achieve your objective? That's your strategy. Let me give you the example again. I know a young undergraduate, a sister, who she is currently in school. She says, what do you call it? She says pub. She felt, wow, how do I make ends meet? There's a boy very close to my house here. Wow, he's in school, he's studying science lab tech, and the guy felt, what can I do to make my education very, very comfortable? Let me tell you what the boy did. Immediately he finished the exam, he went to learn shoemaking. And till today, anytime the school is on holiday, the boy stays back in school to make money. When I was in school, I met one lady, the opposite, the room where we my hostel, the opposite. This lady was sewing clothes. when everybody was shouting hunger, hunger, this lady will not complain of hunger. Why? Because she's so close. That strategy worked for her. She said, well, I knew that nobody will sponsor my education. I will do it myself. So let me prepare myself before I come to school. She went to learn fashion design. And she did that all through the 4 years she spent on campus. And she was able to go through the campus effortlessly, without stress. What strategy are you applying in your business? What strategy? You see, I have told us earlier on, see, strategy must not be a rigid thing. Strategy must be flexible. Your strategy must be flexible, because you will get to the field and you see that your strategy will not work. So you have to change. Somebody told me of a company. What they were making, what do you call it? Glass cup. Making glass cup. And they got to trade fair. They wanted to sell their glass cup. When they got there, they saw that another company came, and what the company was doing, what the company did was to write on their, a long time ago, they wrote on their container, made in Germany. They wrote on their own, made in Nigeria. And they discovered that people that were coming were going for made in Germany. They were not coming for made in Nigeria. The same quality, the same product. She said, this man said, what they did was to go back to their company, tell the marketing department, change this thing on the container to made in Germany. The man said, the next day, trade fair in Lagos, yeah, people who did not patronize them the day before came to patronize them. Say, you also have made in Germany. Whereas the same quality, the same quality, the same company, all they did was to change the name. So please, you don't have to be rigid with strategy. Strategy must be flexible. It must be a flexible thing. Your strategy must be flexible. And well, let me quickly round off this thing. Let me tell you steps to strategic planning. What are the steps you take when you're talking about strategic planning? I have told you, number one, the first thing is you set objective. Set your objective. What do we want to achieve? Number two, gather and analyze information. Information moves the world we belong to now. Gather information. People who are doing these things, how are they doing it? Analyze the information at your disposal. These are my targeted market. Go to them, analyze them. What is their level of income? If you want to sell pub to people in Lagos, in the country where I stay, if your pub is more than 100 naira, nobody will buy it from you. Nobody will buy it from you. Whereas if you go to Ikoyi, nobody want to buy pub 100 naira from you. They will think your pub is not. They will think your pub is of low quality, and the packaging will be different. So please gather data and analyze it. That is step 2. Step 3, formulate strategy. Formulate strategy. What strategy will you, how do I put it now? What strategy will you adopt to get your goal? Somebody told me that you can't sell pub in our estate. Nobody will allow you to carry pub on your head into our estate. But the people in the estate need pub. How will you do it? The people in the estate need pub. They will not allow you carry pub into our estate on your head. What will you do? Simple. The strategy is this. Get somebody you know in the estate. It may cost you 1 or 2 things. Let the person, tell the person, I need your car. I need your help. We put this thing in your car. We put it in maybe in front of your flat or thereabout. Since no, they don't allow strangers to enter, then you help me tell your neighbors. That's a strategy. I visited one estate last week. You have to call the person whom you are coming to visit from the gate. If the person does not speak with them at the gate, they will not allow you to enter. So please, you have to formulate strategy. Then you have to implement strategy. You formulate, you implement. The implementation is the implementation is where diversity comes in. The implementation is where skill comes in. The implementation is where intelligence comes in. You must be able to implement your strategy in a way that will maximize your cost. And number 5, you have to evaluate and control. Evaluate, control. Evaluate and control. Sorry, before evaluation and control, I want to put this one myself. I thought of it too. You have to develop alternative. That's why I said before that strategy must not be rigid. Develop alternative. I said you have to evaluate and put control. Control your cost. I must not spend more than 50,000 naira to implement this thing. Evaluate what this strategy I've adopted. Has it worked? Change is inevitable. Change is what you cannot do without in business. If this strategy does not work, then change. If this strategy is not giving you results, change. If this location will not bring results, change. Finally, let me give the example. I know somebody who has a school, in, I don't know where, maybe somewhere, I don't know, so somewhere, did he say Yanokwaja before? But this man said he discovered that he does not have the financial power to compete with schools in Yanokwaja. They will not come. Parents will not come. So what he did was he relocated from Yanokwaja. He went to Igbesa. A young man today in Igbesa, he said he had 3 plots of land. He has 1 plot of land for primary school, he had 1 plot of land for secondary school, and the 3rd one, he made it a playground. Strategy. You must be able to change when it is necessary. In conclusion, let me put it together like this. I have said strategy is actually what you do to attain your objective. The foundation of strategy is objective. So your strategy must be able to get you to your objective. Where it cannot get to your objective, then you change. You cannot strategize without planning. Planning is how. Strategy is what. And objective is your results. Well, I want to pray that as we continue in this teaching, God will help us all in Jesus' name. Hello?
Okay.
Hello?
Are we through for today?
Yes, I want to leave room for questions, sir.
Okay. Time for questions. You can unmute yourself if you have a question. Let's take 1 or 2 questions. Then next week we will continue. So, who has a question? You can unmute yourself and ask the question. Then our instructor will respond to the question accordingly.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the teaching this evening. My question to the facilitator, your teaching, you are telling us about strategy, and you said strategy in most cases is what we do. So it says what we are doing. You said strategy in most of the time is not what you plan to do, but what you are doing. So if strategy is what we are doing,
Yes.
how would we now say I'm trying to be strategic in what I want to do? So I want you to clarify that word strategy in what we do. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I think I can attend to that, or we take more and answer everything together.
If we have one more, let's just take one more so that we can round up. We're already 4 minutes beyond time now. Yes, if you have one more question, please, let's take it. If not, we just answer that one and we will continue next week.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, okay,
I'm
sir.
hearing
Please,
you.
sir, I want the class. Okay, sir. I came a bit late to the class, so I'm hoping, is it possible for us to have a note so that it can update some of us that actually joined the class late, sir? That's my question,
Yes,
sir.
yes, very possible. Yeah, I said it earlier on that yes, we are coming up with notes. Like I said before, that part of the plan is to make it a certificate program, and we are coming up with notes. We have a syllabus. We are going to roll out the syllabus. I hope I'm not speaking for the chief facilitator of this of the school. I'm sure that as time goes on, we are going to have a note. We must have a note that will guide us in the course of this teaching. So that is not the problem, sir. We'll have a note.
And for those of us that attended today, a voice note of this class will be sent to you just before the next class. A voice note will be sent to you of this class. This class is recorded as it is. Thank you.
Okay, let me answer the first question. You said, what does it mean to be strategic? And then strategy. Hope I'm able to get. Do I get that well? You want to know what does it mean to say I am strategic and strategy? Is that it?
Yes, that's it. Just continue.
Okay, good. Now you see, we are just playing on words. When you say you are strategic, that means you are not haphazard. Yes, you are not haphazard in your doing. You're not doing the thing anyhow. You have objective and you are moving towards objective. That is what it means to be strategic. You are not doing things anyhow. You just wake up. You say, we are going to fight war. You know, when I started, I said strategy is a military term. And you know why military use strategy? Because in the military, you don't go to battle anyhow. You don't go to fight battle haphazardly. It's dangerous. You don't know where the enemies have planted mines. You don't know where the enemies have planted bombs. So you have to be strategic in your approach. Every step you take, you have to be strategic. You know where to jump. You know where to walk. You know where to lie down. You know where to stand up. So when you say you are strategic, it means you are not just taking your steps anyhow. You have defined steps. You have defined your steps. You have planned your steps and you are following your plans. So when you say I am strategic, it means you have a course of action and you are following it. That is what it means to be strategic. For example, this teaching now, we are strategic. We have course of action and we are following it. We want to reach people. We have targets and our means of reaching them is what we are, is our strategy, and that's what we are doing. So I have said it severally. I said, hey, no, strategy is actually not your plan. Strategy most of the time is what you are doing. You may get to the battlefield and you see that the enemy are more prepared than you are. So your strategy must change. You will get there to ensure that, to see that we don't have enough weapon. You have to shake your strategy. If before your supply of weapon is too low, and you know that the enemies have more than you have to shake your strategy of getting weapon. Change it to air, which is faster. So strategy is not what you plan to do most times. Strategy is actually what you are doing. Sorry, that's why you see that some people, they may have in mind that this market won't sell it at 40 naira. But when you get to the market, you see that every other person is selling at 38 naira. So that you don't lose out eventually, you have to change too. You have to change. You have to change. So strategy is not what you plan to do mostly. It is actually what you are doing to get your objective. Thank you.
Again, thank you for the class today. We are grateful that we were able to come this far. Some of us came in late. Next week, same time, please do not come in late so that you can grab everything that needs to be grabbed. This is recorded. We will give us a link much more later on YouTube where we can rewatch it on YouTube. But for those of us that attended today, we will be able to send a voice note to you. Number two, we will also appreciate if you are